Now we bring back in meteorologist Daniel McDonald for another check of your forecast. Daniel?
Hey, Kevin. It's a very foggy start here to the week as we are taking a look right now at our Cordova camera, where you really can't see anything besides those lampposts in the bottom left corner. This fog has reduced visibility to, according to our station, only a mile. This looks closer to about a quarter of a mile, maybe a tenth of a mile, even if that. We could be just sort of flat out zero. And there are many other parts of the Mid-South that are looking like this so far this morning. Temperatures at 37 degrees, cloudy skies, calm winds in the wake of all of that rain we had seen this weekend, sort of giving us the perfect setup for some very dense fog here to start off the week. Again, 0.8 in Memphis. That probably just managed to adjust there a second ago as we did move away from that camera. But everywhere else is pretty much below a mile as well, at least if you're in Tennessee and in Arkansas. Most of Mississippi also looking at least moderate fog, 3.9 miles in Holly Springs. Only Oxford at 10 is managing to avoid here any sort of fog this morning, but we'll definitely want to plan for some extra time needed in our commutes, as this fog is probably going to linger for another hour or so at least. We do have a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. as issued by the National Weather Service in all of these counties here. You can see with that yellow beige color that is going to extend, as you can see, well beyond our area as well. It's a very large portion of the Mississippi River and even Ohio River valleys so far today. Again, this being a big result of all of that moisture we saw move through, and of course winds being at a dead calm everywhere across the Mid-South is certainly not helping that situation, but that will eventually clear up as we are going to see temperatures manage to improve a bit here this afternoon. We are fortunately above freezing, so freezing fog is not a concern, and we are a little bit warmer further to the south, where I think we'll manage to reach into the 60s today across the area, at least the lower 60s, maybe even the middle 60s. I think in Memphis we'll see that as winds will eventually awaken out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. And that's going to be a trend here that continues throughout this week ahead. Through the next couple of days, we're going to be well above average. Thursday, likely to be the peak. The upper 70s are going to be in play. 80, I don't think so quite yet, but still, upper 70s would make it the warmest day of the year so far. That will be the peak, though, before we do see, just in time for the weekend, a little bit of a cool down once again. This would still, I think, put us into the 50s and 60s, but not quite as warm as what we're seeing for this week. And we may potentially see a little bit of rain as well. Now through Thursday, we're staying dry, but as we do head towards next weekend, a little bit of rain, not as much as what we had seen this weekend. These totals are all lower than what we had seen and what was recorded across the area, but still something that I think may be playing a factor here as we do head towards that point. Now for today, though, mostly sunny, as we are going to be in the lower to middle 60s across the area. Southeast winds will eventually drive away that fog here. By this afternoon, we're looking at some nicer conditions. Tonight, also going to be warmer. We'll be well into the 40s, even with clear skies in the region, as winds now shift to directly out of the south and pick up a little bit here. So I don't think we're going to have to deal with any sort of fog. Certainly nothing as foggy as this morning, and really without much of a wind chill either. And then the next couple of days really only look to continue this trend, as we're going to see temperatures tick up here into the upper 60s to lower 70s on Tuesday. I think everyone should be firmly in the 70s by Wednesday, and then Thursday is going to be, like I mentioned earlier, what should be the warmest day of the year so far across the Mid-South, as we see lows stay well into the 50s as well. But by Friday, we are going to see some colder weather here, relatively speaking, 60s and 50s, nothing too frigid, and a little bit of rain is going to be in the forecast, but nothing that I think is going to really compare to the totals we had seen this weekend or even the duration, where we did have a lot of foggy and sort of wet conditions throughout much of those last 2 days. But we may be decreasing a little bit further looking towards Sunday, lower 50s.